We were going to pass it in Kigali. At the last minute, there were objections from, I remember South Africa, but there were 2 or 3 countries that objected and said we should delay it.
And if we want to say open borders, let them first fix their countries.
South Africa were developed not by the South Africans. It was by the whites. South Africa leave the country to South Africans for just 1 year and see how the country will be.
Welcome to Anything Africa. Today we're going to have a conversation regarding why Africans themselves hate borderless. Today I have this gentleman over here, and we are going to have a conversation regarding why he thinks Africans themselves hate to be borderless. Bro.
Okay.
Good. Welcome to Anything Africa.
Well, thank you very much for the privilege for hosting me here. If you ask of my take about borderless Africa, why do we hate?
Okay.
One thing I can first of all tell you is that Africa, we are not united as Africans.
Why do you think we are not united?
Yeah, a typical African or Africans, we like competing than collaboration.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, we've traveled to places, be it the Europe and all these kind of places, you know.
You've raised the point. We love competing
than collaboration.
Yeah, sure.
Just this evening, I have a friend in Canada, and we're having a conversation on phone, and she told me that one thing she's so much intentional about it is how she relates to black people.
A black man?
I'm telling
black
you.
Woman saying that.
I'm telling you. And this is my childhood friend.
Jeez.
Yeah. Because of her bad experience. And I can't say whatever. But sometimes it's so sad how we treat ourselves.
Also, the last time I was watching a podcast in South Africa, and they were like,
yeah, I understand. And if we want to say open borders, let them first fix their countries.
Okay. Listen.
You know, kind of borderless. Here, like, develop your country.
Let me tell you something from the camera. South Africa, leave the country to South Africans for just 1 year and see how the country will be.
Are you saying South Africa is not being
development? If they know development, they should be maintain what is being developed already.
Come again. Are you saying South Africa is not being run by South Africans?
South Africa were developed not by the South Africans. It was by the whites. Because one, South Africa had a very good weather, which helped the Europeans and stuff.
Okay.
They have a very good environment. And they have natural resources.
Okay.
Right? So these people developed this place to live there. Then later, South Africa wanted to have this independent and so on and so forth. But wherever let's say this place is developed, right? Live here for South Africans for just 1 year and come and see the same place you left it.
Wow. Because I am not attacking, South Africa, because the last time I was watching an interview from Wodemaya and John Dramani Mahama, the president of Ghana, and he was like,
well, I was president of Ghana, and so I was a member of the AU, Authority of African Heads of States. We prepared the protocol for visa-free travel in Africa. We were going to pass it in Kigali. At the last minute, there were objections from, I remember South Africa, but there were 2 or 3 countries that objected and said we should delay it until much later. Now, you know what I did? I came back to Ghana and I said, well, if the other countries won't pass it, we'll pass it in Ghana. And so I allowed visa-free travel for all African passports. You can apply for your visa at the airport. And people started taking advantage of it. Today, if you have an African passport, you can travel to Accra and apply for the visa when you get to Accra. And it hasn't changed Ghana in any way. Nothing extraordinary has happened.
Let me ask you, what do you think are going to be some of the disadvantages when or if we are to initiate borderless?
The disadvantages.
Yeah, what do you think?
Well, if Europe have not experienced any disadvantages when they came together as European Union, if United Kingdom have not experienced any disadvantages when they came together as United Kingdom,
Yeah.
and United Kingdom comprises of England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Right? Have you heard any disadvantages? When I'm in Scotland, I sometimes drive freely to England.
Yeah.
You meet nobody. It's borderless. And they're not, but you know the funny thing? It's United Kingdom, but England pounds and Scottish pounds are not the same. It doesn't have the same value.
Like how?
You can use British England pounds in Scotland.
Okay.
It will buy you the same thing. But in most places in London or England, you can use Scottish pounds.
Oh. Okay, and when it comes to this issue, like we are discussing, people are like, we are not ready yet. You know, for you to activate this borderless stuff, I don't think what you are saying, those people just wake up one day and they were like, we are doing this. Probably they have to be, measures in place. So and people are like, we are not ready yet.
What do we have to do? What do we have to do?
Like
the measures you're talking about, what do we have to do?
Talking of security wise, people do complain.
I want to tell you something about all these foreigners. Be it Nigerians, be it Zimbabweans, be it Congolese, be it from Lesotho, Malawi.
Sure.
We do have the Zamazama again.
Sure.
We know what they're famous of.
Yes.
We know what they do.
Sure.
Even the Malawis.
Okay.
Those are the rats, they go underground.
Sure.
And then you have your cash in transit, Zimbabweans. They flock here, they don't have ITS, they're not documented, they commit crime, they flee. They come here, they do domestic violences, housebreaking, they rape, they kill. They flee away.
So you're saying those perpetrators don't live in South Africa, they come for gigs, they get jobs, they go back?
Some they do live in Hebrew. Now recently I'm going to show you a picture here of a man who disguised as a woman. And then that guy, he was employed after employed. He did what humans can't do. He slept with the children, impregnated the children. Only to find it's a man, it's not a woman.
Ish.
From where?
Bro.
Yeah, if this,
So do you think there is no criminal stuff happening in Europe and these places? UK, America. I have a friend. I haven't been to America before. I have a friend who be driving and will tell me, I have my gun here, and we sell gun at the at the supermarket and stuff, and and shops. You can just go there randomly, give them whatever required, they'll sell you a gun.
Whoa.
So you are telling me this place is peaceful in Africa?
Whoa.
You understand?
Yeah.
And America is countries or states that has come together. You understand?
Yeah.
Good. So it's just funny. It's just that I don't know who initiated this, but I think it's somebody who is behind.
Yeah, that is what I am thinking.
Africans not to come together.
Yeah, because the last time was like Africans were like before there were no borders. And
why do we have to have border? We call ourselves poor people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What are we protecting?
What are we protecting? And those that they claim that they are developed, or those developed countries, they are borderless. Those that they claim that they loan us or they give us money to develop ourselves, they are living in borderless,
stuff.
Environment.
Yeah.
You understand? You can drive if you're in Europe, you can drive from France to Germany without meeting anybody. You don't even feel it.
That you are entering into a different state.
You can drive from Germany to Netherlands. Based on maybe you're driving, I don't know the distance, but you can drive from Italy to Spain, from Spain to wherever, without knowing that you are crossing from here to there.
Wow.
You get the point?
Sure, I get it.
And they are living. Those that we go to them for AIDS.
Just
right?
funny, yeah.
And we don't have anything. We are also protecting ourselves from nothing. So what is the point? We are not united. That's what I can say. And we need a change of mindset and begin to love ourselves.
By our leaders or by the normal people? Because borderless can be initiated by our leaders. You don't know that?
Of course, but as you said, there were an interview that former current President Mahama said that they wanted to do such, and then some countries stood up to say no.
Yeah. So it wasn't particularly about the people, it was the leaders.
Because those leaders here, sometimes they are being influenced and engineered. Some people are just sitting on the seat.
Sure.
But
something is regulating them. Yeah.
So if your master tell you don't accept this, what will you do? You just say no. And that's what is happening. So some people are just manipulating us as Africans. That's why I love this Tuareg guy. And this Mali and these other guys who are doing so well, that if you are saying
the AES group,
if you are saying you don't want us, thank you, go.
Simple.
Because the funny thing is that how can you see me to be a poor man? You are giving me money or food to take care of myself. And today I tell you that, thank you, I don't want to eat your food again. And you get angry. And you still want to help me. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
With charity.
Does it make sense? You are giving me food. I said I won't eat. And you get angry. So if you think you are giving me a true food or a genuine food,
why then are you angry?
You will be happy for me that today you be happy for me that today at least you are not spending on me.
Sure.
So this has to tell you that it looks like Africa, we are not of ourselves. Because the fact that we go for aid from them, they can't allow us to have borderless. But the moment Africa become united, my guy,
it's a big blow.
Nobody can stand in front of Africa.
Wow.
Or nobody can stand before Africa.
And do you think this is going to ever happen, borderless?
Well, we are work in progress. Because if Mali, Senegal, is it Senegal?
No, Mali, Burkina Faso.
Mali, Burkina, and there's one country, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah.
They have come together. Now, South Africa and Ghana, you have to, when you are traveling there, I don't think there's any visa required. And recently I saw Ghana current Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. Okujato Ablokwa, had had some diplomatic agreement with, I think, Morocco, which Ghana, you can travel to Morocco without.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe.
You believe?
I believe that in future, when we begin to sit right, when we begin to make things right, when we begin to flow as Africans and cherish ourselves.
Do you think ordinary Africans have a role to play in this borderless stuff? Because
of course.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, of course.
How?
Because it's those ordinary Africans who becomes security services or security agencies, like the immigration, the police, the soldier, the military, the air force, whatever. Character is everything.
No, I'm talking from the aspect that.
Wait. What the reason I'm saying that is that we have to change our character, our mindset, and the way we do things.
We?
Yeah, as citizens.
For example, Ghana, the whole country is being regulated by a few people.
I know.
And we do as they say.
That's why I said we need to unite as Africans. That's it. And we have to find every genuine means
to do it.
Yeah, because it will help. Even not our generation, the next generation to come, it will help.
Wow.
Yeah. Because the reason Europe is functioning, they have come together. The reason America is functioning is they have come together. The reason UK have come together, they have,
I think, it seems to we, the ordinary
Africans, we are not united and we are still not functioning.
I'm thinking of something. that maybe we, the ordinary Africans, see it as we are independent. But in actual fact, that is never the case.
We are not independent.
Yeah.
But, we are depending on people for aid, and you want to call yourself independent. Somebody is giving you money to build your country. Somebody is giving you aid, this, that. Sometimes even food, and you are calling yourself independent. No. We need to up our game as Africans. Yeah.
Well, let us know your view at the comment section. Do you think borderless Africa is ever going to happen? Let us know. Or maybe you have reasons that you think for this, as you guys have been saying, I don't want to go to certain places.
We are not united as Africans. That's it.
If you bring the we, like I said, the ordinary African, like we are here right now, if the leaders are like, now borderless is working, who are you to challenge status quo? We have no option. That is why I asked you that, do you think we play a vital role? Because everything is being initiated from the top. We are just, dancing to the tunes of the leaders.
It is well.
It is well.